Welcome everybody to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. As you know, our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue by 2020, thereby creating $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. And some of you at least have been here before, although I think there are a lot of people who are coming here for the first time from what I see in the public chat. This is our 151st Roundtable. Just last week, we celebrated our 150th. A major milestone, it's not there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to produce these shows. And as you will see, it is like a reality show. So we have to do every week, we have to make sure that we have a group of reasonable entrepreneurs who are ready to discuss their businesses and all the logistics of setting these up. Maureen takes care of all of that. So, a big virtual hand for Maureen, who's basically produced 150 shows and is about to produce the 151st. So on that note, actually, to celebrate the 150th Roundtable, we have announced the 1M1M New Year Challenge for 2013. We will be awarding 12 scholarships to the 1M1M program, $1,000 value each. And we're going to have, right now, you have to go and apply for this contest. And the link is on your screen, and Maureen will put the link on the public chat as well. Maureen, if you could do that, that would be great. What will happen is you are going to apply through this link, and then we are going to select a set of them that will be open for voting starting December 20th. So the contest finalists, the 20 finalists, who are going to be in the finals on January 10th and 17th, which are going to be roundtables like this. Those 20 will be selected by voting, by audience voting. So you are going to have to go drum up support for your business in your networks and get your supporters and people who believe in what you're doing to come and vote on Facebook. And that's how we're going to pick the finalists. So we're going to require, very serious participation from your networks to get you selected to be in the finals. So hopefully this is going to be fun for all of you, and we're going to do the finals here during the roundtables on January 10th and 17th, and we will be awarding 12 scholarships. All right. Now this event is being recorded. And all our events are recorded, and you will have the recording available on YouTube and also on our blog. If you are live tweeting the show, please use the hashtag 1M1M. And our two Twitter handles are @1M1M and @Sramana. So if you want to follow us, those are the handles to follow. You can also subscribe to our 1M1M Roundtables channel. It's kind of a channel where we publish every week the recording of the roundtable. So there are tons of recordings of roundtables. You'll learn a lot by listening to them. And there are also other videos and cartoons and all sorts of things, fun things that you can play with in the YouTube channel. We're going to start today. I don't think we are able to start with Rakesh, right? Rakesh, you've not been able to join in. Maureen, we're not starting with Rakesh. Is that correct? So we're going to fast forward over to, let's see, Ashok Srinivas in Atlanta, Georgia. So Ashok, if you could unmute your line and tell us what K-12 Stars is doing, that would be great.
Awesome. Thank you, Sramana. So my name is Ashok, and I have two of my co-founders with me, Jose and Sham. And before we get started describing what K-12 Stars is, I want to thank you and Maureen for organizing this and providing a platform to us to pitch to you. And we sincerely appreciate you taking the time to advise and guide us. So thank you again. If you could move on to the next slide, please. Okay, so here's the problem, right? So Jose, Sham, and I are all parents of students who go to elementary and middle schools. And this product, K-12 Stars, was born out of an actual need that we had a couple of years ago. So the problem is that most parents today don't know the strengths and weaknesses of what their children are learning at school. This is especially true for parents of students who go to middle school and high school for multiple reasons that I'm not going to get into now. And also for parents of students who go to elementary school, these parents are very eager to learn and teach their children. This is more of a requirement than a problem. So that's the first one. And then the second one is, even for the parents who are actively engaged in what their children are learning at school, they have very limited time and knowledge to teach their children, and that too consistently on a schedule. The other problem that parents face is that to teach their children requires a lot of planning, and they have to constantly organize to reinforce key building blocks that the students have learned in the past, but are required for tests in the future. So if you can go to the next slide, please. There are a few solutions available in the market today that cater to this need. You have one-on-one tutoring services like Kumon or Enopi. The problem with these services is that they're very repetitive and the kids get bored very soon. And also they're expensive, exponentially expensive if you have more than one kid learning more than one subject at a time in a family. I have a colleague who is looking to enroll both of his kids to Kumon, and the total cost for his kids to learn math and language arts was around $500. So that's a very expensive option. You also have online solutions like iExcel or Study Island. You've got multiple other service providers. The problem there is that the parents still have to take a lot of personal attention to ensure that their student is learning new topics over time. What my daughter used to do is, when we had her go and learn on iExcel or Study Island, she would just go and take a random lesson and study that, and we could not just set her off on her own, where over a 5 or a 6 month period she would actually complete a lesson over a curriculum. We still had to spend a lot of time with her, coaching her through different lessons and making sure that she was learning new lessons over time. You also have a lot of free resources on the internet, like Khan Academy, which is a great option. You also have online worksheets and a few other services like Wikipedia. The problem is, all of this information is not organized on the internet. Again, as a parent, I still have to spend a lot of time working with my children to make sure that they are learning over a structured curriculum. So if you could go to the next slide. And talking to a number of parents, we found that this was a common need across different markets. And what we saw, that parents really wanted an adaptive learning solution for their children that kept pace with what their children were learning. It adapted itself to their students' weaknesses and strengths. And they also wanted the solution to be independent, that lets students learn by themselves and also be effective at the same time. The other important requirement was that this learning process should be over a structured curriculum that maps to what the students were learning at school. So if you could go to the next slide, we built a solution that parents wanted. So what we do is we let parents specify the days of the week and the time and minutes that they would like their children to study. We also let parents optionally choose a target date for a specific exam, like an SAT, which could be next year, or it could be in 2014, or it could be a standardized test like ITBS or CRCT or another state sponsored test. So we collect these different parameters from parents, and after that the system takes over and it generates bite-sized learning materials, and this learning material is in the form of lessons, flashcards, questions, and other educational material. And these lessons are for the days and time that the parent has chosen, and the lessons the lessons are adapted to the students' learning needs. So to give you an example, I would want my daughter to learn math and science on Mondays and Wednesdays for 60 minutes each, and then language arts on Tuesdays and Saturdays for 45 minutes each. And And then I can also say that SAT, maybe she's going to take SAT 2 years or 3 years from now. Just make sure that you mix the curriculum for SAT along with whatever she's learning over her school curriculum. And we take all that into consideration and generate daily bite-sized learning material. And the student has to log in on specific days of the week that the parents signed their children up for. And they find lessons waiting for them. They learn from those lessons, and then there's also a small test at the end of the lesson where we quiz them on what they've learned so far, and based on the results of the test, we adapt the lessons for the next day or the next lesson over time. If you could go to the next slide, please. So here's the business model. So we plan to be a subscription-based business model. Most other service providers in the space are similar to ours. And we expect users to come in through our word of mouth or campaigns in schools and radio advertisements. What we have seen is that there's a large set of potential users that we could reach through radio advertisements. These users are probably not searching on the internet for lessons for their children, but there's a large demographic that we can reach. We also plan to start off in North America first, and then we also plan to expand to Asia. Asia is a very education-focused region, and based on my recent trip to India, I found that students were finding it hard to get tutors for them to learn outside of school hours, just because of the demand and the number of tutors shrinking over the last 5-6 years.
You're not going to go to North America and Asia anytime soon. You're going to pick one market, and that it's going to take you, 3-4 years to just penetrate that market. So that's
absolutely
two different markets with completely different dynamics.
That's very true. The way we have architected our platform right now is that it lets us quickly go to market to different countries. But you're absolutely right, Sramana. We plan to, the next 3 years is going to be North America, and then we also will parallelly work on other markets, but North America is our focus for now. If you go to the next slide, yeah. So the total available market for now is about 48 million students every year that graduate to elementary, middle, and high schools in the U.S. alone. And if you look at two of our competitors, Kumon, they have about 4.5 million students enrolled globally, and Inopi in the U.S. it's about 2.5 million. So together, we're looking at a market of about 7 million just for Kumon and Inopi if we target those subscribers. Our plan is to have around 300,000 students enrolled with us, and we'll have to see how that works out in the next 3 years. So this is just in the U.S., and then Asia is also a big market for us, and like I said, that's long term, but not for today. In terms of a competition, we have Kumon, Inopi, C2, all one-on-one tutoring services. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail here, but in terms of the services offered, 10marks comes the closest to what we intend to offer. They were a recent startup. I think they started last year or the year before that, but they still don't provide what we intend to provide. If you can go on to the next slide.
You go back to your TAM slide.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that you're not going to be able to, this is a content business, right? You would not be able to generate enough content and enough curriculum material to cater to 48 million students. You're going to have to go step by step. It's like you provide 6th grade algebra, and it's not going to be possible to cater to with enough material to be able to cater to that larger student base. You're going to have to go step by step, and the problem with what you have right now is it's completely 30,000 feet. It's not been thought through at a granular level. At least I haven't seen it so far, the granular thinking.
Yeah, I didn't get into a lot of detail, but the advantage with the 48 million students right now, Sramana, is that till about last year, each state had its own curriculum. Now, across the U.S., they are moving to a common core curriculum for all the states, which means that we develop one curriculum, and we can actually reach all the different states with that curriculum. And
but it's a question of states. It's a question of there are 16 subjects. There are 10 grades. There's where are you focusing? Is this a middle school only solution?
No, so our
math and science solution, where are you positioning this?
So when we are fully operational, we actually plan to cover elementary, middle, and high schools. But our focus right now, the market that we're working with right now is the elementary school market. It's grades, pre-K to 5, and we're also concentrating on science and math for now. So those are the two subjects.
Pre-K to 5 is not an online segment that much.
My daughter goes to a charter school, and they have been, giving out study islands for the last 3-4 years. So my daughter's been using study island that's been given out from her school since grade 2. And what we have also seen is a lot of parents, especially first-time parents of students who go to elementary school, they want their children to learn, they want their children to do math, they want their children to read. And one of the things that we also plan to build out in the future, once we refine our machine learning algorithm to adapt lessons to each student, is to actually mail out worksheets, printed worksheets to children, where they actually come online, they learn from videos a specific lesson, and then they go back, and because handwriting is very, very important for this age group, we actually plan to mail out worksheets where they do them at home, and then the parent or a caretaker could just enter the results of those worksheets online, and we use that to adapt worksheets for the next week.
Okay.
So where are we now? So we have our MVP ready. We are in private beta right now for grades K to 5 and subjects math to science. We have been working on this product for the last 2 years, and we've been working with some teachers where we almost have 12,000 questions, and we're continuing to build on that content. And we're also in early negotiations with Public Broadcasting Atlanta to partner with their American Graduate Program. So we did a pitch at TIE Atlanta last month, and so they actually came to us and said they wanted to work with us to tackle high school dropout rates. We are still in very early negotiations, but that's something that we are very happy to be working
on. K through 5 subject math and science, that has nothing to do with high school right now. Don't defocus yourselves.
Okay. The one thing that we want, right?
You hear me say all the time, if you decide to build this using the 1M1M methodology and working with us, you will hear me say this over and over again, and all of you, is that focus. If you're a small company with limited resources, which you are, which you by definition will be, there is absolutely no way to go futz around. And as far as I'm concerned, there is absolutely no synergy between bringing a product to market that caters to K through 5 math and science and high school dropout rates.
I agree. This is more long term. One of the reasons we are working with them is to see if
right now you need to survive, and you need to validate your business. You need to validate your business model, and you need to get a business rolling. Forget long term. Right now, you're going to need to focus on how this business puts one foot before the other. This is the mistake you make.
Okay, sounds good. So the next slide is about questions. So here's where we are right now, Sramana. We have been working on this for the last 2 years. We are part-time and bootstrapped. We want to scale this to the next level, and because we're part-time, we have families to feed and bills to pay. How do we take this to the next level? Is it through funding? Is it till we get the first round of subscribers in? And that's where we're struggling with right now.
Our philosophy is to build a business by building a business, which is customers and revenues. And then if it makes sense to raise funding, and if it's a fundable business, then yes, we can go raise funding. But there are all sorts of issues around that. But you're going to have to build it. You're going to have to generate revenues.
Okay.
And there's, right now there is no valuation until you get people to actually, sign up and validate your business model and so forth. Right now, the valuation is a non-valuation.
Okay. Yeah, and the other question was also, do you know of any angels that are focused on education-related startups now? Now, here's why we need some funding, because we need to generate a lot of content, and one of the things that we need to do is create videos, and for that, we have to hire some full-time teachers, and for which again we need some funding. So,
look, I know lots of companies that have bootstrapped their education ventures. We have tons of case studies on the blog. I don't buy that argument. And the second thing is, yes, I do know angels who are interested in education, but adjust your expectations. If you are the kind of entrepreneur who will, quote unquote, be an entrepreneur, if you get funded, you will never make progress. You will never build a business.
Okay. Okay.
You have to want to really do this. Otherwise, don't bother.
Okay.
And there is a lot of, sacrifice involved, and there's a lot of, hardship involved, because you're going to have to, mentally, you should be prepared to build the business with customers. And then if you can, if there is funding available, great, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to raise funding, which is a distraction from actually building the business. So I don't like it very much until you get to a certain point where funding is easier. Once you validate your business to a certain level, funding becomes easier. But there is a lot of work involved that you need to invest in getting to that stage. We've had companies that have invested in that stage, and then life has become a lot easier now. Both revenue-wise, they're getting a lot more revenues, and they've got funding and so forth. But there is, what I always worry about is entrepreneurs who come in with this attitude that I will get this business off the ground once I get funding. That is a recipe for disaster.
Okay. Yeah, because we are so content heavy in our product. It's just that we need all that content to be built, and but I understand what you're saying.
All that content, you're not good. That's why I told you up front. K through 5, you're not going to cater to. You're going to cater to one grade, one course, and that's how you're going to start building the business.
Okay, fair enough.
Nobody's going to give you money to sit there and build K through 5 content for the next 2 years and then start doing business. This is just not how businesses get built. But there are other ways of doing this. There are lots of different models that you can look at. We have lots of case studies. We have a whole module where we teach the online education / educational technology business. And we have case studies that you can study and learn from. And it's, there's a lot of different models that you can use to get around these kinds of problems. But you're going to have to be mentally prepared to do the, heavy lifting.
Okay. Thanks for the feedback, Sramana. Thank you.
You're welcome. Satish, you're up next. Please unmute your line.
Yeah, I'm there, Sramana.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good evening and good morning to the folks in other parts of the world. Thanks to Sramana for giving this opportunity to pitch for the CA dashboard. I will directly go into the pitching thing instead of explaining about the company. As the name suggests, CA dashboard, it's this dashboard for the chartered accountants and the small medium business enterprise for all their financial communication, collaboration, and compliance. CA dashboard helps to remove all the financial email communication clutter and get all things, basically communication, documents, and compliance in well-organized manner, which can be accessed from anywhere. We believe that CA dashboard application will help chartered accountants to monitor and control their practice and office from anywhere and free up their lot of time from mundane tasks like follow-up, tracking employees, clients, issue resolution as to who is right, who is wrong, and then business owner is getting a control on financial communication and get view of all the regulatory compliance related activities of company at one go. This executive summary slide is more or less the whole aspect of the project. So maybe we can move to the next slide. So this slide basically talks about why CA dashboard. So there are two sides of this. When I say CA, it's a chartered accountant, and there is a small business. So what happens currently is the chartered accountant and small business. I'm talking here India specific things. All the communication either happen through email or phone call or in personal manner. And there are a lot of complications happen because what happens is at SME end there is an accountant who is dealing, and at CA end it's typically the trainee or interns who are working are dealing with the things. So many times there are a challenge as to communication is not reached to the right parties. Many times only one email ID is used to get all the communications. So the question or always there is a debate that my team is not received this data both ways, in the sense sometimes CA is saying that, sometimes SME is saying that. And the important part is, if you ask any CA in India typically as to what is the compliance level of their whatever the clients they are serving, currently there is nothing which can give that answer upfront. Same applies to the SME or a business. He has to rely on to the what CA is saying, or what, or to the nothing like a dashboard where he can solve his compliance are done online.
Okay. And have you started this? What is the stage? Is it a,
so essentially in the CA,
is it a concept?
the product is ready. We have launched this product in the late October this year, so just 1.5 months old. The initial version of the out and in the production, we first as well as some beta customers.
How many customers do you have right now?
Use this.
Something is happening on your end, generating an echo. We can't hear you. I don't know what you're doing.
First,
are you on a speakerphone?
Customer we have signed as a paid customer.
Are you on a speakerphone?
No, I am on a Skype.
Now I can hear you, but for a while you were just going all over the place. So come again. Is this, how many beta customers do you have?
We have 1 paid customer and around 9 beta customers right now, which are working on this.
Paying?
Sorry, come again, please.
How much is the paying customer? How much is he paying?
We are basically putting this as a subscription-based model, and our initial package starts at 15,000 rupees. So essentially, it's around $300 for a year.
Okay. And that's a validate. So this paying customer, the one that is paying 15,000 rupees to subscribe.
That's right.
Okay. And so the buyer of the product is the chartered accountant firm? Yeah,
that is more or less, I would say, the course correction which we have did. Initially our thought process was that we will sell it to the SMEs, but then what we realized actually when we went to the market that it's first that CA has to get into this, and then CA can propagate this to the SMEs. So we have changed our model where what we are doing right now is we are approaching the CAs and selling this package to the CAs, and what in turn will happen is CA are going to get a login IDs for their end customers, where customers can also log in, the SME customers, and they can pay amount based on the how many login IDs each CA is getting. So for example, the base package, which is a 15,000 rupees, CA gets a 5 client login IDs. So in that 15,000 package, CA can do all his office management and the customer management. But if clients wants to see the dashboard, the client has to pay some amount to the CA. Now, if CA can decide based on the type of customers he is having, he can charge maybe 2,000 or 3,000 for a year, because in this initial package he is getting 5 accounts. So if he essentially can get 2,000 or 3,000, he's almost recovering his cost.
But and if he,
so that's
if
the model.
CA has let's say 20 accounts, So the CA will have to pay more to get more accounts, more logins?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
So you continue to sell to the CA, and the CA can bill their customers whatever way they like. The buyer for your product is the small chartered accounting firms.
That's the target. What we are thinking is that as we get a good sizable customer base, and then the product becomes kind of getting some marketplace and the popularity, then what will happen is SME will also get interested that there is some tool available which can help in this compliance dashboard and interacting with CAs. That is the time where it may be possible that SME can directly approach to us as well.
Maybe, maybe not. I think I kind of like the idea of being very focused on the CA as your primary customer base. How many CA firms are there that cater to SMEs in India?
Yeah, so maybe we can just move to the next slide. I think that is something we can. Just move to the next one. Yeah, so if you look at this slide, which talks about number, so what we are looking at is 1.94 lakh CAs, that is in India. Out of that, 1 lakh is a practicing CAs. And what we are targeting essentially is that 7.5% CA firms by 2016-17. That's what we are looking at. And that time, what we are looking at.
CAs and practicing CAs does not mean CA firms, right? They're not 1 lakh CA firms. There are 1 lakh CAs. How many CA firms are there? Because your pricing model is predicated upon CA firms, not CAs.
The CA firms, if I really go with that CA firms, it will be around 45K.
There are 45,000 CA firms. That's really your target market.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, what we are looking at is, and then this SME, the number of SMEs that we have put at the right side. So what we are looking at is initially the adoption rate of the CA will be also slow, and number of customers who will also go online will be small. So for example, if CA gets this software and start their office management, what will happen is maybe typically right now CA is serving maybe 50 or 100 clients, but it may happen initially only 5 to 10 customers may come online or want to have this feature. But what we believe is that as it starts using, the number of customers will increase per CA, and that's what that 45 numbers is coming in almost 3 years' time.
Okay.
The total opportunity we are looking at is around 86 CR by 2016-17.
I think you're kind of complicating this model. The model can be a lot simpler. The TAM model can be a lot simpler. It's basically you have 45,000 CA firms. The TAM really is that $300 starting point is $300 per firm. So it's $300 times 45,000 is really your TAM at the 300 average rate. If you can push that average up to, let's say, $500 or $1,000, the corresponding TAM goes up. But I think for the foreseeable future, you're looking at I think it's a decent model to say for the next couple of years, 3 years, the TAM is somewhere in that 45,000 to times $300 number, and you're going to penetrate only a small percentage of that. So TAM-wise, that's the model. Revenue projection is a different issue.
Okay.
I said a lot of things there. You may need to play back the recording to fully get it because we need to move on.
Sure. So the target, if you look at this, is what we are initially targeting is that we are targeting around 500 firms in next 1 year. Essentially because being the initial period of the product, we think that will take a lot of time, and where we need to go through really going to each CA and giving the demos, and maybe multiple iterations of that will happen. That's why that target is that. what we are seeing is, as we get that critical mass and usage, because this is a closely knit community where each professional is basically connected. So that time we are going to leverage their group, which is the ICAI. Already we are working with ICAI as well. So we want to leverage ICAI, where then this can go in exponential way as far as the usage goes. And that's where, if you see, the CA users are growing in that proportion for next 3 to 4 years.
Maybe. Depends on what is the marketing strategy. If you need to go actually personally visit and give demos to every single company and recruit them as clients, these numbers are not absolutely, completely irrelevant numbers. They're not going to happen. Our experience is so far is that at least for initial that critical number, we need to have that firms, the key firms, the leading firms, the influencing firms, which we need to sign up for them. I think once that happens, the rest of the folks, which may happen through online or maybe a telecalling as well. But the critical initial mass, I think, because being a kind of a concept or a new way of working, we think that initial mass getting will be tougher. I agree with that. There's no question that you're going to need to kind of get your initial customers. But I think the problem with scaling companies in India when you're selling in a B2B mode is that it takes a lot of high-touch selling. So the growth rate that you've projected here is something that I don't fully buy into. You'll see when you actually start selling is that growing companies in the B2B mode in India is a very, very challenging task because the cost of sale is so high.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. All right. So I've got the business. I think you're, you have a lot of challenges in figuring out. I think it's a very good value proposition. It's a good positioning, good value proposition. You've done a nice job of being very focused on determining where you want to go and what is the value that you want to deliver. You already have a paying customer, so you have your pricing model validated. So I think there is a very interesting business here. Where you're going to have to really pay attention is in the go-to-market strategy. How are you going to go to market with this business to achieve the kind of scale that you are looking for? That is my feedback.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, actually that is the key point as far as we consider, and I think that's where we are also mentioned, because right now we are at a stage where the product is almost ready, definitely features and other things which we can keep adding, but to go to that full market strategy, we need that muscle power so that we can use the different medias to go to the market. So that's where that challenge is actually.
Yep. And don't even try freemium. Just go with the paying product. Don't even try freemium. You're going to go broke trying to do freemium with a model like this.
Okay. Okay.
Just, when you talk to customers, just tell them this is what it costs. You want to take it or leave it. No freemium.
Okay. Okay. Any specific suggestions as far as the customer acquisition, especially in India, because we were thinking initially that online people will buy and pay through credit card and all that, but then we realized that, and we are not going with that at this moment. But then
there are standard. We teach a very extensive customer acquisition strategy in the 1M1M program. I'll talk about that stuff later. I can't really, we don't have enough time for me to teach you right now, but there are generating a lot of. If you could mute the line, that would be great. Thank you. So there are specific methods of how to do customer acquisition in a scalable way, and being very focused and very targeted with the, marketing and sales strategy. So if you want to learn that from us, we'll be happy to teach you. That's something that is going to take me a lot more time to go over. I can't really do that right now. But I think you need to do, I think there's a possibility that you can actually get funding even now. The only issue where you're going to get challenged heavily is the growth rate. Remember, VCs look for high growth companies. So unless you have a customer acquisition strategy that you can convince investors with that you are going to be able to grow this company fast, using that strategy, you're going to run into some issues, because the general approach in India of the investors is that when it comes to B2B, if there are growth rate challenges, they tend to shy away from those businesses. However, I think you have a very good business opportunity here. It's a matter of really, creating the right strategies, putting the right strategies in place. You can build a very sizable business here on this value proposition.
I think, Sramana, you are spot on that actually, because I think we experience the same experience, because we are actually working with some investors in India, and I think, as you rightly said, that is the challenge we are facing. So maybe just one side question I can ask here is, do you think this, with this model or with this product, we can approach the VCs or angel investors in states?
No, you can't. You're going to have to raise money in India.
Okay. So maybe I think we need to circle back and look at your program and then see how we can do around this.
Hang around. Let me finish talking to all the entrepreneurs, and I will go over the program as well later in the segments. So let's finish talking to the other entrepreneurs, and we will talk about the program. You can ask me questions about the program at the end of the presentation. Okay?
Sure. Thanks.
All right. Is it Pratikshit next?
Yes, Sramana. This is Pratikshit from Pune. And there is one co-founder of this company too, Nahush Gaikwad. So we are two agricultural entrepreneurs. We basically did our agricultural graduation in one of the good universities who give education of agriculture. And around 4 months back, we have started a company called Milcon Agro. This is registered at a local office. So Milcon Agro's functioning is that we supply agricultural inputs to the restaurants and hotels in Pune. In order to first focus, we have focused the 5-star and 3-star hoteliers. And we actually are willing to change the face of agriculture, at least from our point of view. So till now in India, agriculture is looked as a orthodox manner, but in order to we want to make some changes in that. So we are coming with a new project. It's called as paneerwala.com. So this project will be the second milestone of our business. Next slide, please.
And so what is the premise of paneerwala.com? What are you going to sell? Is it just paneer?
Yeah, basically we are going to sell paneer using this web portal. So I'll just let you know what is this. Yeah.
Just one second. Let me explain to the people who are listening who may or may not be familiar with what paneer is. Paneer is a kind of cheese that is very popular in India, and I imagine there are different types of paneer that you sell. Yes.
Yes. So our first objective is to sell the farm-made paneer to the retail market in Pune, and we are willing to sell this paneer to the retail market of Pune using the web portal. So the buying method would be simple. The online purchaser will go to the paneerwala.com and they will place their order of paneer, and along with that they may purchase the other commodities of agricultural which can be used while making a paneer recipe. So this is the basic concept, and this paneer will be delivered to one's doorstep without any extra cost.
So this is the B2C value proposition? You're selling to customers, or are you selling to retailers? or hotels?
Retail customers. No, this business is for the retail customers, means household customers.
So B2C, it's
Those,
a consumer business.
yeah, consumer B2C, right.
Okay.
So in the beginning, we see our primary customers are those who have already engaged in buying some goods and foods on the online portal. Like there are different websites which sell hosieries or clothing material or the electronic articles. So these would be our first target customers. Then we also look at our premium customers who are engaged or who already eat paneer in their petrol diet. So these would be our premium customers. And then we also looked at our prospective customers who would be built up eventually once they get to know this Paneerwala website through different viral marketing or our promotional campaigns.
Okay.
And we have a last slide, sorry. Yeah, thank you. So when we also want to focus the public who like to change their daily diets, because even I before starting the business never eaten paneer so many times, but since I'm in this business I know how paneer tastes, and eventually I started eating paneer regularly. So even that will happen same with the other customers who will start eating paneer and getting paneer from us.
But that's not the primary target market. Your primary target market are people who already have the habit of buying paneer and eating paneer, especially the vegetarian diets, like the Gujaratis tend to eat a lot of paneer because they are primarily vegetarian, right?
Yes, these are our prospective customers who would be built eventually after our promotions and advertisements.
No, but that's not how you build a business. You need to identify a market penetration strategy where a market is ready. It's not a market that you need to educate, but a market that is ready, that already are big paneer consumers.
Yes.
Is that what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, I got it.
Okay. So
our value proposition in the last slide is to how we differentiate our business than the local dairies and local vendors is that we are promising our customers a very low price than the local dairy wala, and the price won't be just one aspect, but we will promise them to give a good quality paneer, because usually in market the paneer is so old, is quite a stale paneer, 2-3 days old paneer. So we will because if I eat paneer which is of a very fresh quality and which is of a 3 days old, then there is a very huge difference. So I will market the product using the freshness and the good quality and the price aspect.
But the logistics of a business that is a perishable business are very complicated. Do you have any experience of any of this?
Right. So I told you that I'm already in this business from last 4 months. So I'm currently serving to the 5-star hotel industry, and they keenly look into the quality matters, and we keep in mind that we are serving to the good hotels, so we must deliver a quality product. So we already have not mastered, we have controlled the quality before it's been delivered to the customer.
But you know, the difference is between a B2B business and a B2C business is that a B2C business, logistics-wise, in this case, is going to be a lot more complicated. So I have a very simple question here is, why do you want to be in the B2C business? Why not build a business that is catering to using maybe paneerwala.com is the way you work with, you know, various hotels, and maybe your primary customers are the hotels, and you build a B2B business. In my opinion, that will be simpler, and it's going to be easier to build that business, I think.
I know, yeah, you're right. But what happens when I'm serving to the hotel industry? They need a huge amount of credit, and I'm in such a phase where I cannot have this huge amount of credit. So for the moment, I think the retail customers who deal in a cash would help me to grow me a bit higher.
I see. So
because we already have the hotel customers.
The decision is coming from the credit and cash flow perspective.
Yes, and this will also be a part of our extension plan, because we already have a hotel industry. Now we also want to focus on the retail industry.
You have a minuscule portion of the hotel industry. You don't really have the hotel industry. You have a minuscule portion of the hotel industry.
Yes. Yes.
That is not the right answer. Because the thing that I worry about here is that I don't think you have any experience with consumer marketing. Because I look at your segmentation and it tells me that you have absolutely no idea about how to do consumer marketing.
You can say that because I'm new into this industry.
Well, I mean, that's something you can learn, but it's not. These are things that you don't learn overnight. It takes a little bit of time to learn, and you know, to start generating money based on those. First you have to learn, then you have to implement those techniques, and then you're going to start getting money. So be aware of that you're entering into territory where you have zero experience.
Yes, I will keep that in mind, definitely.
All right?
Yeah. So while targeting our customer, as I told, we will focus on the quality and the freshness aspect. And as I have farm which is nearby Pune, so the freshness aspect would be delivered in time. So that will eventually help us to build up a good audience. And when it comes to
what percentage of the Pune population are heavy-duty paneer consumers?
Frankly speaking, I really have no idea. But for the moment, as compared to the North India, the Pune population, it's really less amount of paneer.
That's exactly why I asked you this question, because this is a business that if I were to do this business, I will go do it in Ahmedabad, not in Pune.
Okay.
Seriously, because you know that the Gujarati population consumes a huge amount of paneer.
Yes, they do.
So that's, you know, those are the kinds of decisions that you're going to need to make, and you need there are lots of operational consequences. There's a lot of go-to-market consequences. So my feedback to you is, don't jump into this business without sorting through those issues. Just because you're having credit-related challenges with hotels, maybe the better way to do it is to see if you can sort the credit issue with the hotels, and you kind of know how to do the hotel business. And if you want to learn how to do consumer marketing, we can teach you how to do consumer marketing. However, please understand that there is a learning curve involved, and you're going to have to go through that learning curve.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So regarding the regarding the promotions, we will, as you told me, that it will need a huge experience in order to build up a consumer market.
No,
so for
I
that,
didn't say at all you need a huge experience. None of this makes. This is kind of very generic stuff that you put on this slide here. There's some very critical consumer marketing decisions, segmentation decisions, positioning decisions that you're going to have to make, which right now what you've put on these slides are completely generic 30,000-foot stuff, which will not yield success. That's my point. So I've got what you're trying to do. I think I've given you some feedback. Think about that. Feel free to play back the recording and really try to understand what I'm saying and see what you want to do. Because there are some very serious decisions that you have to make on in which direction do you want to take this business.
Yeah. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah.
You're welcome. All right. Vandera.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Carl.
Hi. Good morning. So good morning, afternoon, evening to everybody. And also thank you for organizing such a great webinar. I've already learnt so much. So next slide, please. My name's Carl, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Pondera. Pondera is a one-stop shop for personal development and growth, which provides fresh ideas to enhance lives. So firstly, I just want to introduce my team. We already have a proven track record. Dan has worked with Sun Microsystems in Silicon Valley on artificial intelligence algorithms. Ivan is one of the fastest coders in Europe. and according to Code Strength Hackathon, he's in the top 1%. Claire and Michelle have run their own personal development companies and have built our current partner network. Bill Lau, who's one of our mentors, has run numerous companies and taken seven of them to IPO, including Zing.com. For those that are familiar with Zing, it's a bit like LinkedIn, let's say. And previously, I've run and sold businesses along with consulting to the advertising industry. Next slide, please. So last year, 12 billion USD was spent on personal development, goods, and services. To explain what I mean by personal development, it's anything that personally develops you as a person, let it be public speaking skills, speed reading skills, or even motivational coaches. You might already know people like Anthony Robbins or even the TED Talks. So areas that covers this is like speaker events, audio courses, seminars, and books, which, to use books as an example, in personal development, the top 3 has already sold 116 million copies worldwide. So whilst this industry is made up of thousands of suppliers, there is still not one central place to discover and purchase personal development goods and services. Next slide, please. To illustrate this, if you Google right now a few of the top key phrases people use to find personal development content and solutions, like how to be happy, that has 56 million people Googling it per month, you'll see different small players for each search result. So as you can see, it's a very scattered and fragmented market. Next slide, please. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that when you do find the content, it's often not relevant for you. So this is a massive opportunity that's been overlooked. So what is the solution? Next slide, please. Is to bring the industry together on Pondera and then making it personalized and relevant. So if you can go to the next slide, please. This is our product as it stands at the moment. So if, let's say, you Google how to get the most out of exercising, you'll come to this page and find a tip about exercising. You'll notice that there are 2 buttons, for me and not for me. This is how we personalize the site, and users discover tailored content for them. If you click for me, for example, then the platform would suggest in real time, let's say a book around exercising busy cities. Then if you, let's say, click for me because that's for you, again, Pondera would recommend, like, let's say, a community, let's say, walk to work in London around a health area. It would be at this stage that you would click next, find out more. So if you, next slide, please. You'd come to our community page. So these community pages are led by experts who can then find the events they're running. This is Toastmasters, for example, but you can find events they're running, questions that people have within this community. You can see your friends already in this community. You can see people similar to you and have discussions with like-minded people. So this really is what the industry has been waiting for, allowing seeking customers to discover new content in order to find their next purchase. In the next 2 weeks, we'll be doing a redesign. So if you go to the next slide, please. This is just the wireframes and not the actual site. So this will be up live in about 2 weeks' time. And this is more of a dashboard approach for both communities and things of interest to you. So we'll be scraping, oops, that was one slide too far, sorry. So we'll be scraping, let's say, Anthony Robbins, scraping his tweets, his videos, all his events, all his books, and then people can go in and discover things they like about Tony Robbins or everything right across Pondera. And so this whole dashboard becomes a personalized approach, providing you relevant information for you as a person. Next slide, please. So Pondera will make money, or is making money, on an affiliate model. Within personal development, it's quite interesting with affiliate fees. Commission on books are at 5%, but on conferences, it's all the way up to about 50%. The average is about 25%. And then once we've built our user base up into the millions, we'll be able to sell the market segmentation data. Next slide, please. So our results so far is just the beginning of an exciting future. We came out of private beta just a few months ago after our Technology Accelerator program. We already have close to 4,000 registered users, and about 18% of them come back weekly. And at the moment, we've got about 180 affiliate expert companies that we're working with. So next slide, please.
Companies.
Once more, I missed your question.
What does it mean, affiliate expert companies?
Yep, so all our communities are run by experts who have a company like Toastmasters or the Anthony Robbins Corporation, and so we're working with these people to create their communities up on Pondera.
I see. Okay.
The next step we're going to do is just take like the top 300 top speakers and personal development people and create inspiration groups so that we're not held back by conversations with them. We can once again just scrape their feeds and then have almost unlimited number of communities around things that people are interested in. So my question for you is, we're sort of plateaued at 4,000 users. Just thoughts about how to increase that, because it's a social network, how to increase that. Also, what experiments we could run that your suggestions would be. And also, what do you think would be key to creating compelling online consumer products for the professional female market, as we find about 75% of people in personal development and also on our site are professional females.
So, what are the keywords? So, if you are zeroing in on the professional female market, what are the keywords that are driving the professional female market to your site, or what are the keywords? Have you done Google SEO analysis to understand what kinds of things professional females are looking for?
Yeah, we've done a lot of PPC through Google, and we've got.
No, I'm not. I don't think you should do PPC, by the way. I don't think this is not a kind of business for you which you should do PPC, because you're not selling something right away. What I'd like to see you is an organic search engine optimization. But first and foremost, I don't know the positioning of this product yet, because what you've said is very broad. How to be happy? Okay, well, how to be happy, you want to create a whole bunch of products around how to be happy and harness the search traffic that comes in on how to be happy. But if you double click down into the more granular levels and you're telling me professional female market is something that you're interested in, what are the more long tail keywords or more granular keywords that are driving the professional female market? What are they searching for?
They're searching for things like how to achieve work-life balance. They're searching for benefits themselves, like personal benefits, how to manage your family, and how to be happy is a massive keyword search as well. It's more how to have wealth, how to be financially free, how to create a residual income, these sort of keywords.
Do you have a section on your site that covers those kinds of, that can harness those kinds of searches?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So is that the primary content that draws your traffic?
At the moment, our biggest one is people how to make presentations, because we've got a community like Toastmasters and also a speakers club. And the other one is vegan recipes, and a lot of recipes. We get a lot of traffic from recipes because we've got a few communities that are around food and healthy living and raw food. And we sold a few books and DVDs on that to customers as well. Does that answer your question?
Sort of. I mean, it's getting me a flavor of what are the areas that you're trying to work with. But you see, the thing is, you are going to need to partner with other people and generate ways in which you can drive traffic. People don't know who you are or what you do.
Yep.
So part of the problem is if you're trying to, work-life balance. Okay, well, if you really want to do a comprehensive job on work-life balance, you need to create hooks that would cause other people who, let's say, blog about work-life balance to come to your site, or to send traffic to your site, to write about stuff on your site. Where is the excitement? Like, what is it that you do that maybe you're going to create some sort of a webinar for work-life balance with somebody who is an expert in that field, and one of these experts that you're talking about, and then you need to market that webinar amongst the bloggers who are actually writing about work-life balance and so on and so forth. So there needs to be reasons why people come to your site and people write about site or send traffic to your site. That's what's missing here.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because we've just been buying traffic where actually we could tap into bloggers and people, discussing it, and then they can.
Don't try to buy
that.
traffic. You're going to go belly up if you try to buy traffic. This is not a kind of business for which you can buy traffic. It's okay to buy traffic for businesses where the transaction is very clear. So you buy traffic for, selling travel tickets. You buy traffic, you sell the ticket, hopefully the amount of money you've spent on buying that traffic has already paid off just by selling that ticket. But this is a much more ambiguous business. How you're going to, monetize that traffic is, you have some hypothesis right now, it's not that clear, and then amounts are very small. As you said, book.
Yeah, that's true.
Book affiliate commissions on books are very low, 5%, 50% on conferences. Well, then figure out what conferences are out there in work-life balance and how you can create excitement around those conferences, maybe create a webinar as a preview to the conference and then market that webinar and stuff like that. This is a content business, and you're going to need to create a compelling content strategy.
Okay, yep, that's great advice, actually.
Okay. All right. Those are the experiments to run. I think the broad feedback I have is that you do not have a content strategy here that is sufficient to build a significant business, and that's what you need to worry about.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, we're going to go. Is Rakesh Mundal still on the call?
Yeah, I'm on the call. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm going to roll back to your slides so that you can do your presentation, which is the very...
I'm sorry because I have a problem because this is my first speech or first presentation over the internet. So
no problem.
Okay. As I'm Rakesh Mandal, and I have another co-founder called Atul Gupta. I think you know me. I started this concept around 4-5 months back. I used to work as a designer in my company in Design My Template. I started 2 years back, and then I found a lot of problems in startup SMEs segment that they are very hard to find quality good designers. So from there, this idea came that, okay, why don't I start creating a marketplace for designers or the community for designers, especially in India, because when I talk with any of my outside Indian customers, they are first that Indian software products or Indian product designs are bad. So from there, my idea started, and I started this Creative Crowd, and I'm a co-founder there. This Creative Crowd is basically a crowdsourcing marketplace with a regional focus. So the customer segment is basically a very small and mid-sized businesses and the startups and also the design agencies, because and the geographical focus is the India only, because India is still not a mature crowdsourcing marketplace, but the crowdsourcing model has been successfully globally, and we can see that the Indian market are getting that flavor slowly. A lot of other activities happening, especially on crowdsourcing scale in India. Okay. So the value proposition is actually, I went through one of your blog posts, and there I found that the amount of outsourced business model actually being transacted in various services is huge in the world. So in India is also same flavor. And first thing is like design is getting an importance in the app era. So like any tech startups are creating their app. So they are facing a lot of problems to design their app. There are acute shortage of quality designers in SMBs and the startup segment. Also, SMBs and startups need a platform to find the designers and get design done in an affordable and in a timely manner. Creative Crowd is actually providing the same flavor where if you are a small business or a design startup, so whatever you expect means the design requirement within your budget, you post there as a project. So we have already designers in our network, and they can actually work for you, and you select the best design. This is how the system actually works. And also the design agency is one of our targeted customers because they deal with a lot of clients and they need to find a lot of new ideas and designers. Most of the time they don't have that in-house capabilities to do, so they outsource the project. Instead of outsourcing the project, actually the design project they can outsource with us. And also the price compatibility we keep in mind for the Indian market.
So I have a question here, Rakesh. You, in your second point on the slide, you're saying there's an acute shortage of quality designers in India.
Yeah, that means the SMB and startup, they are not actually getting the hold of the quality designers.
So that's my example. So if there's an acute shortage of quality designers, what is the likelihood that you will be able to pull together a community of designers who will be willing to work at a price point that is compatible with the Indian market? Because these designers also have the option of working on Odesk or Elance or freelancer.com, 99 designs, blah, 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 and access the international market at a much higher price. So how are you going to get the designers to work on your site, on your cloud sourcing platform, as opposed to going and working on the international cloud sourcing platforms?
Okay. Before, we just launched the automated crowdsourcing model just 48 hours back. Before that, in last 4 months, actually our site built as a community, and we were interacting with the designers. Right now, we have 5,000 plus designers in our network. So when we interact, we did some, teaser contest. So we saw that the designers are interested to work in the Indian market. The only challenge is right now is how this is happening. If I'm a startup and I'm based in, let's say, Pune or in Mumbai or in Calcutta, so I really don't know that where I should design my software or where I should design my stuff. And as a designer also, I don't know that whether I have a project inside in Calcutta or not. And most of the SMBs and startups are not actively participating on all these sites which you mentioned, who all are our global competitors. They are not actively participating. I am working in the crowdsourcing marketplace from last 3 years. Through that, I am just bootstrapping this. And means honestly, I actively work in 3 sites, and I have not find a single Indian are actually going there and posting the projects. And when I got at least 3-4 clients through the crowdsource, when I interact with them, that why other people don't go there? Well, what's your opinion? They are saying that first thing, if I go there, they have a huge package. Now, as a buyer, it's very surprising that I have to pay this much of minimum amount. Then I have to pay. So the price money which they are offering, so it's hard to go there.
That's not 99 designs. That's not true about Odesk or Elance. You can hire designers. You can just hire designers and for any project on Elance or Odesk, freelancer.com. 99 designs has minimums, but the others don't have minimums.
No, actually, our model is not similar to Odesk or freelancer. Our model is similar to 99 designs only. We are a crowdsourcing marketplace.
I got it. So you want to do 99 designs at an Indian price point?
Yes.
Got it. All right.
Yes.
Makes sense. That's fine. I understand that.
Yeah. And so currently we are means our major focus on the startup, especially on the tech startup and the retail startup. And also, yes, the design agency is one of our target segment. We are actually focusing right now on the few of the domains like the web design, UI design, UX design, graphics, and also the content writing and the tag writing, because that's very, very important. When I'm starting a business, I don't know what name I should give. Especially in India, when I interact with a lot of startups people, and they are very hard to find the right name of the product. So they can actually use our platform to get their business name, design, or whatever. And if you can just go to the next slide. The same thing, like three niche customers definition of startup design agencies and the designers. Why the designers is we have a portfolio section, just to mention you that we have a professional portfolio section for the designers. If you are a designer, you can actually buy our pro membership. It's very less, it's 900 and 1900 rupees per year, and you can have a lot more options like unlimited portfolios, hire me option, and your contact information will be published publicly. So these all are the options are there, and we got few pro member in our design in our community already. We have a few customer strategy, the customer acquisition strategy, like workshops. We would like to do some workshop with the school and the institute and the colleges. We have already done a few workshops in private institute, and we really got tremendous response from the designers. They are excited, and honestly, most of the designers don't know what is crowdsourcing. So we need to actually educate them, and through that workshop we can do and we can engage them in our platform. As far as the client is concerned, we would like to participate in all the startup events and the other events which are happening on the SME segment in India. We have already participated in quite a few events like Startup Weekend, like Tech Spark, like ITB's Bangalore. All these places I have visited personally. We had stall there. So there we got quite a few good startups, and the customers, they are actively participating in our community. And also we have a dedicated blog that's called Creative Layers, that's focusing for designers, and currently we have 1,000 plus articles and 30,000 visits per month. So that's actually free cost content which we are delivering. I have a small team who are producing that content, also myself are producing that content, and recently I've started recording some videos. So very soon will be a channel called Creative Layers TV. So people can come and they can actually see that what is the UI UX design, and they can learn from there. So this is what we are targeting. Also the last thing is like the focused internet marketing, SEO, and all our activities we are doing. And just to tell you that Creative Layers are getting the organic traffic. We are not doing any PPC or anything, because all the traffics are coming organically. People are searching that, let's say, Christmas table design. So we write some article there how to design your table in the time of Christmas, especially in India, and then people are getting there. Just for your information, in Durga Puja, I'm right now based in Calcutta, and we did a contest in Durga Puja that's called Windows 8 style Durga Puja contest, and I approached Microsoft. Unfortunately, Microsoft didn't sponsor it, but I run that contest, and I talked to one of other sponsors, and they sponsored one Nokia Asha phone. And believe me, we got 130 entries for that contest, and that got viral in our Creative Layers blog. During the time of Durga, we produce a lot of content. If you visit our blog or just search that Kolkata Durga Puja 2012, I'm sure you will get Creative Layers name. We got every day 1,500 visits in our blog.
I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice, and that's wonderful. Be careful about one thing: the kinds of visits you're getting are not the kinds of visits that you necessarily need. You need the businesses, you need the SMEs to come to your site and start transacting.
Exactly. The same thing actually, we started working with random content. Now we are focusing on the content which is actually for SMEs, startups, and the designers, because
your content strategy needs to be focused on drawing people who are actually your customers and who are going to do business with you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of fun to attract Durga Puja stuff, but that's not where the business is going to come from.
I know that. Why we did this? Because we were running a contest there, and we got some benefit on the contest, because when we start this contest, that time we had few entries. So when we start writing on the blog, so many people started submitting their design on on our side. So we got some registration from there also. So this is how both way we are actually engaging designers and the customers.
Okay.
We have a Facebook page. If you go there, we have 13,000 plus likes, and this happened just few months, I think 1.5 months or 2 months, and we have around 1,200 Twitter followers there also. These all are our competitors, 99 Designs, Design Crowd, and the CrowdSpring. So as a first is the price point. Our minimum charges is 5,000 rupees. Any contest you start, you need to pay at least 5,000 as a prize money. And the other sites got a double prize money there. So one area we are quite differentiated, and when we actually start talking with the designer as a prize money, they are also excited. They are not very keen about the prize money right now. So we think that this prize money, the bare minimum prize money, the designer can actually start working. Second is the support, 99 Designs or the Design Crowd or the CrowdSpring. In India, they don't have like physical kind of support or phone support. They do it via email and all. So here we have email, phone, and also the physical, because if we really grow, then we can have different offices as far as the support is concerned in the different cities. And
but
especially
don't go around telling people that you're offering physical support right now. It's too expensive to provide, and logistically too complicated actually. Somebody is going to start, some customer in Kashmir is going to ask you for physical support, you won't be able to provide it.
That's true. Yes, we do physical workshop, which 99 Designs, Design Crowd, and CrowdSpring don't do right now in India. I'm not sure what they will do. We have a designer knowledge base, that's Creative Layers. Others have more, their own blog, but that's not a kind of a knowledge base. The major strength is a supplier as a designer. So we would like to promote the designer in such a way so that when at least one customer will come and they will actually get what they are looking for. So we don't need to give them the money back. So this is what is our major challenge.
I got it. I think it's a very interesting idea, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. Is that 99 Designs for the Indian market is too expensive. So dropping the price down and providing, even if you just provide the same service as 99 Designs or the others that are focused on design, I think you have a business there, and it's an interesting business. It's a very viable business, I think, and I strongly think you should build it. It's very.
This is the last month we got 35 projects, and I didn't able to live that project because no payment gateway company believed on me or business, and they didn't give us any payment gateway. So finally, times of money, they believe on us and they give us a payment gateway, and we are now finally live with the payment gateway because 35 projects we got and we put there the pay by PayPal or check. So all the companies are put the check. So when we interact, this was a very awkward situation for them and us also to pay the money via check, because generally in crowdsourcing they don't pay check, and in India you cannot pay via PayPal if you are inside India. So at first just feature from the customer.
So what is your assumption? You are going to pay with credit cards? Is that now based on the current payment gateway solution that you've put in? Is the assumption that you're going to be getting the money through credit cards?
And all these 35 customers, when we talk, actually they had some assumption. Means they had that expectation that I will put this money via credit card. So, but when they fill up the form, they saw that there is no option for putting the money via credit card. So that's what they will do, either via credit card, debit card, or net banking.
Okay, got it. Got it. Good business idea. I think it's worth building. Good luck. Let me we're kind of at the very end of the session. I have a few minutes to just go over 1M1M stuff. Thank you, Rakesh. I'm going to talk about 1M1M as I promised earlier in the show. But before we do that, my request to you is our success is entirely predicated upon serious entrepreneurs coming into 1M1M and having the stamina to execute on their businesses. So if you like what we are doing, please let other entrepreneurs know that such a resource as 1M1M exists and that they take advantage of it and they come to join the program. So here are the resources that you will be able to find on 1M1M. The website, of course, is 1mby1m.com. We have a blog that has been around for a long time, 7 years, and it's entirely free. You have lots of case studies, trends, and all sorts of content that is entrepreneurship-related content. And the Entrepreneur Journeys book series starts to synthesize some of those case studies and starts teaching you the beginnings of the 1M1M methodology. Of course, the premium program is where we really teach that, but you will start getting some flavor of it. We have 4 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys that we've published so far. All of them are available on Amazon Kindle and in India on Flipkart. As I said, the blog is on sramanamitra.com. These roundtables, we are on our 151st roundtable. So these are free sessions where you can come and get some feedback on your business, some guidance, and you're very welcome to use them. You know, obviously, we've been around for a while, and over 15,000 people have been attending these roundtables. So it's a, you know, kind of tried and true program that has been very well received in the entrepreneurship community. And based on coaching all these entrepreneurs as well as the case studies that we've developed, we have created a curriculum that is part of the premium program, which is a $1,000 annual membership fee. We teach that entire curriculum and the 1M1M methodology as part of the premium program. We also do, similar to this roundtable, private ones, which are members-only roundtables for our 1M1M premium members. And those roundtables, the recordings of those roundtables are not publicly published. We also offer business development services, so it's whether it's customers, channel partners, investors, media, or you know, analysts, wherever we could add value through our network, we will deploy our network to help the entrepreneurs. There's a self-assessment on the site, on the website, so please take a look at that as you're building your businesses. These are very useful questions that you need to ask yourself vis-a-vis your business and be able to answer those questions. If you're a premium member, there are curriculum modules attached to every single question to help you bridge the knowledge gaps that you may have in each of those areas. Again, the site is 1mby1m.com. If you go to the top right corner, premium program FAQ, video messages, you find more information about the program itself. And you can also contact us through the support@1mby1m.com email address to get, you know, questions answered and so forth. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startup. So as I pointed out to Ashok earlier, if you are sitting there thinking that somebody is going to plop a large chunk of money for you to, you know, go 2 years without generating any revenues, that's not exactly how we encourage people to build startups. We don't discourage you to raise money. In fact, many of our entrepreneurs have raised money successfully and are, you know, using that money to grow. But we believe that financing is a tool in the arsenal of an entrepreneur. The real entrepreneurship is customers, revenues, and profits. So we'll very clearly point you towards that, you know, in our methodology, in our template of how to build a business. You will see that bias very heavily is how do you really build a business. Now, core curriculum and electives are how the curriculum is presented. We have 7 core modules that we want every single one of you to master: bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, team building. On the elective side, we have Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education / educational technology, and gaming. Those are the modules that we focus on. We have case studies of several hundred successful entrepreneurs. We have today over 600 of these. Every year we add at least 100 new case studies. So this is how we teach the program, is through case studies and video lectures. We know what issues early stage entrepreneurs face from being in this, coaching and mentoring business for several years. So we have developed case studies to address the kinds of issues that you're facing so that you can basically get around those issues with nifty, good strategies. If you're an entrepreneurship development organization and you want to be an affiliate partner, we partner very well and very easily, very flexibly. You're very welcome to become an affiliate partner of the 1M1M program. And then repeating what I said earlier in the show, we have, to celebrate our 150th roundtable, we have a New Year challenge for 2013 where we will be awarding 12 scholarships to 1M1M. The finalists, the 20 finalists, are going to be selected through an audience voting program. So if you get to the voting round, we're going to go through your applications. You need to submit completed applications and follow the instructions, guidelines of what is a completed application. I see we've already received a lot of applications, but most of them, almost all of them, are incomplete applications. So if you have any serious desire to be part of the voting round, you better submit completed applications. Now, after the completed applications period ends, which is December 20th, on December 21st, we're going to open this up for voting. You're going to need to collect at least 50 votes to qualify for the finals. And then it's going to be who gets the most votes is going to determine who is going into the finals. So audience determines who goes into the finals. So you better get your community lined up to rally behind you if you really want to win this contest and get to the finals. And then we'll have the finals pitch sessions, pitch fests basically, on January 10th and 17th right here on our roundtable sessions. So this is the game plan for the very beginning, for the next, I guess, 6 weeks or so. And then our upcoming free roundtables, December 11th, we have the IBM Smart Camp Spain roundtable, which we are collaborating with IBM on. December 13th is our 153rd roundtable. December 20th is the 154th roundtable. Those are the last two. December 13th and 20th are the last two pitching opportunities for this year and getting feedback. And then January 3rd is the first roundtable of 2013. January 10th and 17th are the New Year Challenge finals. So that's the agenda for the next 6 weeks. Please feel free to sign up on our website, Eventbrite page, wherever. And the last little bit of resources, if you're looking for an idea, Vision India 2020 has a lot of ideas, especially where developing markets are concerned. There are $45 billion ideas that you can play with, steal, morph, use to build your own business. And again, the book is available on Amazon, Kindle, and Flipkart. So that's it. We are pretty much at the end of the session. I think I'll try to take a few questions very quickly. Akashdeep Hawaldar is asking, can one choose all electives if time permits oneself to do so? Yes. See, 1M1M curriculum is unlimited usage. You can study as much of it as you want. You've got your copy of Vision India 2020. That's great. Hope you're enjoying reading it. It's actually a very fun book. It's written as fiction. You don't see a lot of business books that are written as fiction, but this book is written in 45 short essays that are all short stories, effectively, of how these companies got built. And we are sitting in 2020 looking back on building these companies. So it's very, it's got characters, some fictional, some real, and it's got storylines. It's very cool. It's one of the books that I really enjoyed writing. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments? Questions about the program? Questions about your business? Questions about anything? No? Looks like I don't see any questions on the public chat, so we're going to wrap up then. And good luck with your businesses. We will see, hopefully, some of you at the IBM session on Tuesday, and some others on the public roundtable next week, next Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody. Good luck with your businesses.
Thank you.